This is the hip bone. It is one irregular bone which is formed by the union of three bones. The upper fan-shaped part is the ilium. This part is pubis and this part is the ischium. The ilium bone we have discussed earlier, so today's our focus will be pubis bone and ischium bone. This is the left-sided hip bone. This bone is the pubis bone and it is the antero-inferior part of the hip bone. You can see here, this is the body of pubis and it has two ramus, one superior ramus and one inferior ramus. The body of the pubis is quadrilateral in shape and it represents few features, which is pubic crest, pubic tubercle, and it has three surfaces, one anterior surface, one medial surface and one posterior surface. The pubic crest is the thickened upper border of the body of the pubis and its lateral end it projects forwards and forms a tubercle-like structure which is known as the pubic tubercle. This is the medial surface of the body of the pubis. It is also known as the symphyseal surface because it forms the pubic symphysis. This is the posterior surface of the body of the pubis. It is smooth in structure and it forms the anterior boundary of the bony pelvis. That's why it is known as the pelvic surface. This is the superior ramus of the pubis. It extends from the superolateral angle of the body of the pubis. Then it runs laterally and ends at the iliopubic eminence. The superior ramus of the pubis has three borders. One is anterior border which is known as the obturator crest. It extends from the pubic tubercle to the margin of the acetabular cavity. One is the posterior border which is known as the pectineal line. It is also known as the pecten pubis. And one is the inferior border which forms the upper boundary of the obturator foramen. The superior ramus of the pubis bone has three surfaces. One is the pectineal surface, one is the pelvic surface and one is the inferior surface. The pectineal surface lies between the obturator crest and the pectineal line. The pelvic surface lies between the pectineal line and inferior border. The inferior ramus of the pubis arises from the lower part of the body. It goes laterally and joins with the ramus of the ischium and forms the conjoint ischiopubic rami. This is obturator foramen. It is a large gap between the pubis bone and the ischium bone. This obturator foramen, it is covered by one membrane which is known as the obturator membrane, except in the superior part here one gap is present which is known as the obturator canal. This obturator foramen is small and triangular in the females, but in males it is larger and oval in shape. So you can see the difference of the obturator foramen in female and the male hip bone. This is the ischium bone. It is a thick postero-inferior part of the hip bone. It has one body and one ramus. The body of the ischium bone is very thick and it lies inferiorly and slightly posteriorly to the acetabulum, and it has two ends, one upper end, one lower end. The body of the ischium has three borders. One is anterior border which forms the posterior boundary of the obturator foramen. One is lateral border and one is posterior border. The body of the ischium has three surfaces. One is femoral surface which lies between the anterior and the lateral border. One is dorsal surface which lies between the lateral and the dorsal border. One is the pelvic surface which lies between the anterior and posterior border. The ischium bone lower dorsal part it forms the ischial tuberosity, which is a rough elevation. For the better view, I am using different hip bone, which is of the right side. The ischial tuberosity, which I just marked here, it is a coma shaped structure and it is divided into two parts by one horizontal line. Here above this horizontal line there is upper quadrilateral area, and below this horizontal line there is lower triangular area. The upper quadrilateral area is further divided by one oblique ridge into upper lateral area and lower medial area, while this lower triangular area is further divided by one oblique line into outer part and inner part. The ischium bone has one ramus. It arises from the lower part of the body, runs forwards and meets with the ramus of the pubis and forms the conjoint ischiopubic ramus. The conjoint ischiopubic ramus has two borders. One is upper border, one is lower border, and it has two surfaces. One is the outer surface and one is the inner surface of the conjoint ischiopubic ramus. The acetabulum is a large cup-shaped cavity which is directed laterally. All the three parts of the hip bone contribute in its formation. The pubis forms the anterior 1/5 of the acetabulum. Ischium forms the posterior 2/5 part and the ilium forms the superior 2/5 part of the acetabulum. The margin of the acetabulum, it is deficient inferiorly and forms the acetabular notch, which is bridged by the transverse acetabular ligament. The acetabular cavity receives the head of the femur to form the hip joint. The acetabulum has one horseshoe-shaped surface which is known as the lunate surface. It is lined by the hyaline cartilage. On the center, one rough area is there which is known as the acetabular fossa. It is filled with the pad of fat. Now, let us see some difference between the male and the female hip bones. Here, this right-sided bone is the male hip bone, while this left-sided bone is a female hip bone. So, firstly, in the female hip bone, the greater sciatic notch is wider, while in the male hip bone, the greater sciatic notch is narrower. So you can see the difference between the greater sciatic notch. The next difference is obturator foramen. I have already discussed. In the female it is triangular and smaller, and in the males it is larger and oval in shape. In the female, the preauricular sulcus is more conspicuous, while in the male hip bone, it is less conspicuous. The iliac fossa of the male hip bone is deeper, while in the females, the iliac fossa is shallower. So these are few differences between the male and the female hip bone. For the hip bone, there are two ossification centers. One is primary, one is secondary. The primary center is one for ilium, one for ischium, and one for pubis bone. For the ilium, it arises at the second month of intrauterine life. For ischium, it arises on the third month of the intrauterine life. And for the pubis, it arises on the fourth month of intrauterine life. These primary center fuses at the age of 18th year. For the secondary ossification center, for iliac crest, there are two centers. For Y-shaped cartilage, there are again two ossification centers, and for ischial tuberosity, there are only one secondary ossification center, and all of the centers, they arise at the puberty. The age of fusion for the secondary center for the iliac crest is 20 to 25 years. For ischial tuberosity, again it is 20 to 25 years, while for the Y-shaped cartilage, it is 17 years.